Hi there, welcome to the Quarter to Three live stream of Armageddon Empires. It's Request Wednesday, and this is one. My name is Tom Chick, and every Wednesday I stream what you guys want me to stream. And this is what won this week. So, Armageddon Empires is over 10 years old. This game is ancient, but it is a classic. The developer Vic Davis has made a string of games that, if you don't know them, you should, and many of them were before their times. One of them that he did is I think it's like a haunted house roguelike. Occult, shoot, not occult empires, occult something, whatever. He's got a really cool one, I think, called Six Gun Draw, a card game based on the Wild West with some Weird West elements, which are pretty cool. Of course, Solium Infernum, which I'm working on a review of for my Patreon campaign. But of all the games he's made, I think this is A, the first, and B, the best. This one holds up the best. Now, what we're going to do, I hope you guys can see this okay. Let's see. It looks like it's, yeah, so it looks like it's probably just going to be a centered square with black on either side. It doesn't do 16:9 aspect ratio. Sorry. One of the things that enabled Vic Davis to make these games as prolifically as he did is he works in Adobe Air, which I probably wouldn't have heard of if it wasn't for these games. And it is a limitation of the interface, it's a limitation of what you can get with the visuals, but it's what he knew, and he certainly was able to express really cool game design without mucking around with a bunch of engine nonsense that I think is a limitation for a lot of indie developers. He just knew it, and he made great games in it. Let's see. So what you guys got, League of Legends used Adobe Air for a long time too, Jason McMaster says. I think he's inventing that. I can't believe that's true. Thank you so much. Well, look at that. That's very cool. On Twitch, you guys can tip me. And Chris Markinson just tipped me 500 Twitch cents, which I think is the same as dollars, for my number one movie of 2017, which was Logan. I just posted a Best of 2017 Movies podcast with my friends Christian Morosky and Kelly Wand. That's now online if you'd like to listen to what movies we liked last year. Thank you, Chris Markinson. Alex Chapman says, has Tom already died? Oh, no. Okay. So, just to also let you know what you guys are going to see today, this is going to be me, because I've only just reacquainted myself with it a little bit yesterday. Uh, kind of teaching how to get into this game. I'm not going to be showing you any super cool, um, like advanced strategies. I'm probably not going to get into any end game. This is just me helping you if you ever want to play Armageddon Empires. Think of this as a tutorial, a primer. And Jason McMaster just subscribed for 5 months on Twitch, and that was in thanks for my number 2 movie of 2017, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. No, he didn't mention that movie. He probably hasn't seen it because he's in Alabama. Is that movie allowed in Alabama? It should be. Doug Jones, get on that. All right, so what we're going to do is here's what you're looking at when you start up Armageddon Empires. Naturally, you're going to want to do this. And then you're going to be like here, and you're going to be like, what? Let me just show you real quick something that is worth your time if you want to just sort of muck around and not play, but just sort of appreciate what's in here. There are 4 starter decks. You don't have to do any deck building from the get-go. There are 4 starter decks that you can start with, and the 4 factions in here. There's basically the humans, the Skynet, the mutants, and the Cthulhuoid, the Lovecraftian aliens. These are the 4 factions. Just if you take a peek into just the humans, and we're just going to go into the interface to edit the starter deck. Here, right here, this is the starter deck. It's 57 cards. Their total value is 174. There's a wasted point that could have been spent somewhere there. And these are all the cards. And just to give you a sense of the interface that you're dealing with, there's no way to sort, like these are physical objects in a tray. There's no way to like sort. Actually, can you right click and sort? No, there's not. Excuse me. So this is what you're dealing with right here. And this is something in Solium Infernum that I've been fiddling with lately too. Like I'm astonished that they're just physical objects on a tray. It's like tabletop simulator. Now down here is a breakdown of how many cards and of what category they're in. There are basically 4 categories of cards, really only 3. Uh, you can also spend points on what tiles you start with, your starting area, basically. But that's by default, you just have your starting fortress. So one of the things you might want to do is, here are categories of cards, of course. And within each category, there's separate types. So there's 6 infantry types for the humans. And the starter deck suggests that you have 4 Emperor's Own, and then 2 each of the Grenadiers and the Pioneers. And then the Imperial Infantry, Light Infantry, Weapons Platoons. Oh no, it does give you 2 Weapons Platoons. So this is a way to get a not an overview, but an entire view of a given faction, is what its different kinds of cards are. Now you don't have to mess with this. This is just as you can go in here and poke around. You can see what cards you're going to get in your starting deck, and it'll give you a sense for, hey, here's what this race consists of. So for instance, if I wanted to look at the Cthulhuid alien types, call them Lovecraftian aliens. They don't even have like infantry armor. They've got whole different categorizations. Now it roughly corresponds. So their basic infantry, look, larva pods. There's like one kind of unit in here. What? Well, one of the ways they work is these cards are free. You just drop these free cards in the base, and then when you can feed them humans, one of the resources in this game is humans, they then randomly morph into one of the other types of cards. So that's right away one of the things that the Xenopods get is random units. If you want, you don't have to use that. You can just go ahead and go straight to buying their particular units. But the default deck for the Xenopods is 9 larva cards, which means you don't know what you're going to get. So if you're starting out playing this game, you know this from other games. You know this from games with different races and factions, alignments and whatnot. Just be the humans in your first game. Don't get too crazy. Chris Markson said that looks like a lot of cards. That is a lot of cards, and that big tray of cards, that wasn't even all of them. That was just what you get in your starting deck. So that right there is just a place to go and click around and admire the breadth of Armageddon Empires, if that's your thing. It might scare you. If it scares you, don't go in there. Do not go in there. It's scary. If that scares you, just click on New Game. So here's what you're looking at for New Game. You might be like, wait, what do I do? Okay, so the first thing you have to do is select your deck. The max card points, you saw that our starting human deck was 174 points. We could have spent an extra point. You can set this to allow more powerful decks. And I think the points, the decks are anywhere between a minimum of 40 cards, that's a standard, right? And you can never have more than 100 cards, I believe. So if you set this to 275, it's going to give you a lot more to build with. Now, what I'm not sure about is the AI randomly building decks? I don't know the answer to that. Your max tiles points, this right here, the default is 5, just leave that as it is. If you want to set up an advantageous starting position where you can put nice tiles around your starting area, this is where you would do that. But more importantly, you're just picking which starter deck you want. We're just going to start with the humans. These things, of course, self-explanatory. There are 4 factions in the game, and you'll see there are only 2 slots for opponents. So you'll be like, wait, what? What if I want to play against all the factions? Well, it's a facet of map size. So we're just going to go with a normal map, and we're going to leave the Cthulhuid aliens off. We're going, and you'll note factions can't fight themselves. That makes no sense. Why would they do that? So we'll fight against the Skynet and the mutants. This right here is DLC that Vic eventually added. It puts a new faction in the middle of the map that can create like a doomsday device. I'm just going to turn it off for now, but it's super cool once you're ready, once you know what you're doing. So basically you pick your starter faction, go with humans, add your 2 opponents, and then hit start game. Now here is where let me tell you one of the most important things you can learn about Armageddon Empires. And this is going to be, I'm going to tell you 5 letters of the alphabet. And it's important that you know these letters. You ready? You might want to write this down. Get ready to take notes. To learn and play smoothly and effectively Armageddon Empires, to not be driven crazy by the interface, which is a perfectly passable interface, by the way. It's not what you're used to, but it's fine. Vic Davis knows what he's doing. Let me give you these 5 letters. You ready? Do you have a pen? W, A, S, D, and F. That's where your fingers are going to be 99% of the time. With your fingers there on the WSD keys, ready to just reach over and tap the F, and using the mouse to occasionally drag and move things, you're going to cruise through 90% of the game painlessly. Any time that you don't have much option, just reach over and tap the F key, and the game is basically, I just tapped the F and all that stuff happened. So we're rolling 10 dice to see who's going to play their tile first. I don't even know why it messes with this stuff. And I'm just going to hit F until it gives me a decision. F is a way to just skip through stuff. And then the WASD, you can see in the background, it's scrolling the map around. But if there's only one thing for me to pick, just F is like hitting next. So remember, WASD to move the map around. Look, we're looking around the map, and then F to pick something. Now right now, it needs my input. It's asking me to set a tile. Here is the tile, my staging area. This is part of my this is a tile that I selected as my starting tile, and I didn't select it, it's the default, because it gives me one of each resource. We're just going to drag it into one of these hexes where we can start, and we're going to set it. There we go. I could have done that with F, I believe. Now, this right here is my base. This is one now of my, whatever, 50, I probably got 50 cards in my starting deck. This is one of the cards. And you can only take one starting building, and I just drag it onto my staging area. And this right here is something you're going to see a fair amount of. This is the icon for the humans. This means there's one army in here, and this means there's a building here. The height of this little ziggurat is the strength of the building. I think it's called a stronghold when it's a full building like that. You can also have little civilian buildings called collectors, and they're going to be much shorter. So we have some big-ass tall building, there's one army, and this hex provides, I'm not necessarily collecting them, but it provides one of each resource. And the resources, you can see at the top, action points are a hugely important resource. We'll get to those in a minute, but otherwise there's humans, there's material, there's energy, and there's science. In the starting area, and this is the default for all the decks, is one of each resource. All right, so there's our starting point. Now it's going to make the map. It's going to put more interesting stuff in there, and by more interesting, I mean tan and brown. All right, this is what you see before every turn. It is the first turn. I have one of each resource. I'll explain that in a minute, and I have 0 action points. I have some filters for the mini-map here. We'll get to that later. Here's my hand of cards. We'll also get to that. Here's how many cards are left in my deck. Here is a magnifying glass and 0. I don't know what that is. I'll get to that in a second. So this is what you're going to see at the beginning of each turn. You get to roll 3 dice for your initiative. If you want to roll more dice, and later on you might, but for the most part, just roll your 3 dice. You can spend 1 resource of any type, and this downward arrow means I'm bleeding it from my my pool here into the dice. I don't want to do that. Oh, cost for next die. I imagine the cost goes up as you spend multiple dice. But anyway, for the most part, again, remember the keys, WASD, F. Just hit F right here. And it's now showing how many dice everybody's buying, which is none. Everybody's just starting there with 3 dice. When I roll dice, these dice, by the way, they're all 6-sided dice, and half of them are hits, half of them are blanks. So it's just going to roll, and you're going to earn action points and turn placement based on who rolls the most hits, and ties are re-rolled. So I just hit F, and it's going to resolve everything. There, I won. So I came in first place. Whoever goes first is going to get 12 action points. Whoever gets second gets 8, third gets 6. This is not a big deal early in the game. A lot of these action points are just, going to be wasted. All right, it's my turn. And here's what we're looking at for my turn. Now I've closed the mini-map just because that's some information. You don't need to mess with that yet. And I'm just using WSD to look around. And if we remember, that's where I put my staging area. And you'll see a lot of brown. None of this terrain is random. None of this is just a random pattern. Each of the patterns means something. First of all, the color around the hex is how many movement, tells you how many movement points it's going to take to get into that hex. It's always going to be 1, 2, or 3. There's 3 roughnesses of terrain in this game. 1 is the smoothest, 2 is the less smooth, and then 3 is super rough terrain. I think these dark lines mean 3. We'll get to that in a minute, though. Furthermore, each of these is a type of terrain, and there's going to be stuff here. This is a town. I want to check this out because there's probably going to be resources here. All right, here's my starting hand of cards, and they're all, you can probably tell, they're all grayed out because I don't have enough resources to cast them. And the resources, again, we showed you: humans, material, energy, science. They're mirrored. This is the cost to cast this card. If I want to bring in the Emperor's Own, this is going to be my basic infantry, it's going to cost 4 action points, 3 humans, 3 materials, and 2 tech. I don't have enough for that. So I can't use any of these yet. Let me real quick show you the 3 kinds of cards. There are units, which is what most of these are. There are heroes, which are going, how do you know a hero? I guess you can tell by a picture. Alternatively, as I'm mousing over everything, one of the first bits of information, and you might also, these numbers, as well as the cost, you might think, oh God, there's no tooltip to tell me what those are. That's okay, because each one of these numbers is just a reminder, and it's furthermore going to be detailed in the pop-up for the card. So the Emperor's Own, for instance, you're like, what's that 5? What's that 4? What's that 2? Tom explained what the resources are, but what are all these? What's that 2? What's that 8? What's that 1? All of these things are in the information, are spelled out with text in the pop-up in the right-hand side of the screen. So you don't have to memorize what the top numbers and the bottoms are, because it's going to tell you, and you're going to get used to seeing up in this, well, I can't do that now. You're going to get used to seeing up in the display over here what the numbers are there. Pony Carnival says, if the order of the resources displayed on the cards is different from the resources at the bar on the top, I'm going to rage. Pony Carnival, it's not, but sometimes you don't use every resource. For instance, here's a card, the MEBU2 Vengeance. It's a mech. I think it's the only mech that the Imperials get. The Skynet dudes get lots of mechs. You can see it takes 11 action points, 1 human, 7 materials, 4 energy, and 4 tech. And it's in the same order. You can also see, let's go ahead and look at the numbers. It's got a 10-8-4 along the top. Well, what are those? 10-8-4 is its, and this is pretty straightforward, its attack, its defense, and its resistance. Those are basically its combat values. Let's come over here and look at the Emperor's Own. 5-4-2. Those are its combat values. Its attack, its defense, and its resistance. And you can see as I'm mousing over them, it's a little bit different because it shows me the Emperor's Own. That's the name of the unit. The Imperials is the faction. Unit infantry. Those are basically the key words that apply to it. It's a unit. Its type is an infantry. Whereas you'll note these mechs, it's a unit, but it's a mecha. Then it's showing me the resource cost. Now it's showing me hit points. And as you might guess from the slash, the hit points are the, 8 out of 8. It's at full health, 8 out of 8 hit points. That will change as it fights. Now we're talking the combat values, attack, defense, and resistance. Now what's not in this game, and where I find it's immensely helpful to have a PDF open on your desktop or on your iPad like I've got right here, you might think, well, what is attack? What are defense? What's resistance? You might want to look that up. The PDF is very good. And you can flip around in that. It's like having a manual open when you're learning a board game or a strategy game. But basically, its resistance is its resistance to non-conventional attacks. Attack and defense, those are just the numbers of dice that it rolls in combat. When it's attacking, it rolls 5 dice. When it's defending, it rolls 4 dice. If something is using, say, a psionic attack, a psionic attack, that's how you pronounce that word. It's P-S-I-O-N-I-C, psionic, as I learned in 7th grade and have not forgotten. Psionic attacks, or if it's getting attacked with like a neurotoxin or something. A lot of special attacks roll against a unit's resistance. Well, the Emperor Zone isn't super resistant. It's only got 2 dice. Now let's come down to the bottom numbers. We know that the 8 out of 8 is its hit points. What are the 2 and the 1? Well, if you can read that card up there, the 2 is its movement. It's the number of hexes, not hexes, it's the number of movement points it can spend. Most hexes cost 1 point to move into. Rougher hexes cost 2, some cost 3. If it's in a stack moves, of course, with the movement of its slowest unit. And then finally, range is not range in hexes. Nothing. Only airstrike cards can attack into other hexes. Otherwise, all range values, and airstrikes are one of the 4 types of cards. I don't have any, so I can't show you any right now. Airstrikes are pretty rare cards, but they're very important. Only airstrike cards can attack into other hexes. Otherwise, the range is simply a reference for whether it can fire from the front row to the opposite front row, from the whether it can fire across one row or from the back row into the back row. Range is either going to be 1, 2, or 3. You'll see during combat, units are either in the front rank or the back rank. They're aligned against each other. We'll show you super simple combat. And then this has keywords. A lot of the gameplay in Armageddon Empires is these keywords. These keywords are super important. And the Emperor Zone, they are fanatic and valorous, and they're my basic infantry. So most of these, well, yeah, so you'll see we've got some units. Heroes are super important, and this we're going to get to in a second, because one of the first things you're going to do in this game is bring a hero out to play and scout with him or her. If you don't have a hero in your starting draw, restart. That's right, I'm advocating that. Vic Davis just dropped in. Just said, oh boy, I check in to see what Tom is streaming. It's like seeing naked baby pictures of me in the bathtub. All right, Vic Davis. So I wouldn't normally say this, but yeah, if you're starting out, you don't have a hero in your starting draw, and there might be an algorithm that prevents that. Just re-roll. Because you want to get a hero out to scout early on. I would really want to see what this is. This could be huge. The other kind of cards are installations or facilities, I believe. And this purple thing right here is it goes inside another building. Do I have any other buildings? No. So this is basically a facility you build inside of a structure. So for instance, the Imperial Palace is our stronghold. Right now, you can add facilities to buildings. The Imperial Palace has room for 2. I think I could drop this research lab in there. Let's see, where does the research lab go? At any rate, you can later upgrade it. You can see here's there's not a lot of right-clicking, but where it is important in this game. If you jump into Armageddon Empires thinking, oh, right-click is never doing anything, don't be misled. There's not a lot of right-clicking, but what there is important. For instance, if I right-click on the palace, that's how I get this option to upgrade. Right-clicking is super important when it comes to early expansion and exploration, which I'll show you in a minute. So your 3 kinds of cards are going to be units, heroes, and buildings. The 4th kind are the airstrikes. I don't have any now. I can't cast any of these. What I'm going to be doing is hitting next turn in a minute. Just real quick, I can toggle that to show more of the map. Tactics are a different type of card. I have none of them. You basically make tactics cards. Supply is an important concept. You, for the most part, this is a basic rule of thumb, every supply source radiates out 4 hexes. I should say 4 points of movement. So there's my supply. If you walk armies around outside supply, they're going to get slow and they're going to fight terribly. So don't do it. Significant part of the game, is the supply mirrored on the minimap? No. Significant part of the game is spreading out your supply, because your whole objective is to trash the other guy's bases. And there are 2 more bases out there. Events isn't going to do much at this point. Later on, that's where you'll get little messages that you might want to check. Let me show you one more important menu before we start tearing through some turns. This is going to have a lot of numbers. Don't get scared at it. Ready? Ta-da! So players is your basic player stats. This is like your F1 screen in Civilization or another strategy game. This right here it's an information dump, but it is an important one, and you've got it for each faction. This is mirroring my this is not my income at the top. This is what I've got. This right here is my income. I'm getting 1 per turn because I am in this staging area, a tile that I placed, which gives me 1 resource per turn. Now, the fact that this staging area has 1 resource per turn doesn't mean I earn it. You have to put a building on there to collect it. Generating resources and collecting resources are 2 different principles, and it's an important part of early expansion. So this happens to generate 1 resource of each type, but my Imperial Palace, you can see there, if you go down near the bottom of the text information about it, it says RC. That's not RC, it's not a type of cola. That's a resource collection. It collects 1 human, 1 material, 1 tech, and 1 energy, which, lo and behold, that's exactly what that tile produces. What are the odds? Well, that's how everyone starts out. So facilities collect stuff, tiles produce them. And hence, that's why I'm getting a resource income of 1 for each resource. My supply range, I just mentioned that. It's 4 movement points of range. My hand limit is 3. Base command rate, that has to do with armies. I'll show you that in a minute. It's going to cost me 3 action points to make an army. 3, okay, whatever. Espionage, max tactics cards, number of bases, number of armies. Here's this information about what I've got. I have no armies. I've got 1 base. Yeah, okay, so there's some basic stats. And I believe you have... I guess you have 100%. Is this true? Information? I don't think that's true. I thought you had to build up espionage. Whatever. I was going to say, could we keep an eye on our opponent? All right, so remember the 5 letters I told you to remember in this game. WASD and F. WASD is moving me around. There's not a lot to see at this point. There's not a lot to do. Actually, I am going to do something. So this is kind of a cheese thing. Armies are administrative sections of the interface where you drag units, and then you can move them around on the map. If you want to create an army moving around on a map, take it out of a garrison, a unit moving around outside of a garrison, you have to put it in an army. And to create an army, it costs 3 action points. I've got nothing to do with my action points this turn. Oh, I could draw a couple of cards. So I'm going to pre-create some armies, and they're basically just administrative divisions and have them sitting around. Let's see. Your hand limit is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 7 cards. For 2 action points, and how do I know how much it costs to draw a card? Draw a card for 3 action points. I can draw an additional card by pressing this button. And now I'm at my limit. And I drew... Oh, Imperial Rangers. These guys are good. Expensive, though. And then finally, I'm going to go ahead and create 1 more army. So these basically, while I've got the action points to burn, these will sit here and wait until I can put armies in them, rather than later on having to spend the action points. There we go. So I've used up all my action points. There's nothing I can do. So once again, WASD to move around. F. Oh, F doesn't end your turn. Dagnabbit. Does enter? Oh, space. Okay. Put your hand on the... No? Oh, no, space gets rid of that. All right, I guess I have to physically click end turn. There's no hotkey to end turn. Oh, whoops, I just found it. R? Was it R? Shoot. Okay, so that's 6 keys. 7. This to get rid of that. Your thumb. And it looks like R ends the turn. Okay, so I'm just hitting F. It looks like I'm going to go last. I'm only going to get 6 action points, and that's okay. Now, the deal with the action points, early on in the game, it doesn't matter. Eventually, it's going to matter because you want action points for some of these more expensive cards. When you get a bunch of armies, you're going to use your action points to move them around. All right, it's my turn. I now have 2 of every resource. Let me just see if it's showing me how much everyone else has. No, it doesn't. We can now bring in, look at these heroes. We could bring in these commandos. Actually, I think I might want the commandos. What heroes do I have? All right, Artemis Vance he's got stealth, espionage, intel mastermind. All right, so later he'll be good for intel. Eric Mai, he can make tactics cards. Master strategist, subtracts 2 from the threshold for successful tactic. Yeah, okay. So he basically sits home and makes tactics. He's our Gurney Halleck. Did I get that right? I think these Imperial Commandos. Now, actually, the reason we want to scout with heroes, these Imperial commandos are really good for scouting. However, they're not good for building infrastructure. And if we stumble up here into this town and find some really good stuff, some resources to collect, they can't build a resource collector. Heroes can, which is one of the reasons you want to scout early on with a hero. So let's bring Eric to cast a card, to summon a card, recruit a card. Not sure what the technical term is. Play a card. There you go. You just drag it onto a playable spot. Let's say I want to play it in this town. Hey, I can't. I can only deploy to a hex I control. Now, what's a hex I control? Here's this mini map. There, that's the only hex I control because I've got a unit on it. I think the rule of control is if you've got a non-stealth unit in a hex, you control it. All right, so that's the only place. And to recruit the card, to summon the card, to play the card, I just drag it there. Wait, where did it go? What happened? It's gone. So here is a building. If I click on that, it shows me the building. Here are the armies. There are 4 armies in there. And you'll note the pop-up shows me in the garrison, there's Eric Mai. There he is. And he's got 3 out of 3 something. I think that's its health. And you'll note I've got 3 armies. They're all in supply. There are no units on those armies, otherwise it would show me. I'm going to change that. So I click here. Here are my armies. If I want Eric Mai to be into an army, we're going to put him in the first Marketsons. I just drag him like that. Now he's in the army. That was free to go from a garrison to an army. If I move him from this army to another one, it's going to cost me. Basically, I think it costs to leave an army. I'm not sure. So you'll now see the tooltip is different. The garrison is empty. The first Marketsons have Eric Mai in them. So if I left click here, it opens up the army interface, just like left click there. So if I want to move the army, here's where right clicking is important. There, and now I can select the first Marketsons. They have 3 movement points. Is that right? How does that work? Yeah, this movement is 3. That's what that number is. This is going to cost me 1 action point. This is a symbol for action points to activate him. Don't be fooled into thinking this 3 is human resource. It looks like roughly the same color. I select it. Now here we have the movement interface. You'll note this right here, it's a 3-point, it's going to take me 3 points to move into that. I can't afford it. So what I will do is, let's do this. I now see it's a desert and there's nothing in it. And then we'll come over here. These are craters and also nothing in it. And that's all. I've got some action points left. I don't have enough. Let's go ahead and summon some cards. Draw some cards. I think we can get 2. No, that's it. Cornelia West just showed up. She's a master administrator. Adds 2 die to any technology or genetics card creation rolls. Increasing action points by 2 if she's in the faction headquarters. All right, so we're going to want to put her in our faction headquarters. It'll give me a 2 action point bonus because she's a master administrator. Efficiency expert. This hero reduces the cost to draw cards by 1 if she's in the headquarters. All right, well, she's a great one to get early on. We have 1 action point left with nothing to do. I'm going to hit, is it R to intern? No. E? I'm almost positive I hit an intern. T, maybe? It is T for turn. All right, I'm just hitting F again. Wait, what? Why isn't it rolling dice? F, T. I don't want to click. I just want to click done. Oh, wait. Have I? No. Oh, there it went. Okay. I think I was out. I didn't have my focus on the window. All right, we go last again. Hitting F. Hitting F to start turn. Coming back down here to where. All right. Let's go ahead and check out this town. It's going to take all of our movement. All right, it is a destroyed city, which I think I could have told you. I think that's what that always is. I could be wrong. We'll check those out. And look at all the resources it produces. This is awesome. However, there's an army here. They are rad zombies. This is not gonna. This is not good. Uh, Rad zombies. What do we know about them? So, if you recall, the top numbers are their combat values. I'll mouse over them in a second. The bottom numbers are their movement, their hit points, and their range. So, rad zombies attack with 3 dice, they defend with 1 dice, and they have a resistance of 4. They have 4 hit points each. Their movement is 1. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. They're neutrals that just stumble around in the city. And that final one is their range. That just means they're basically melee attackers. The way range works is a 1 means it's a melee unit, a 2 means it's a basic ranged unit, and a 3 means it's an artillery unit. That's for the most part. So now let me just mouse over and we'll show you that I was right. Rad zombies. They're independent. They're infantry. They have 4 hit points. Attack with 3 dice, defend with 1 die. Their resistance is 4. I don't have anything that's going to mess with their resistance anyway. Their movement is 1, but they're not going anywhere. Their range is 1. Now, their special ability, Wave Attack, they gain +1 attack for each other wave attack unit in the front rank. Oh, okay. So they are zombies. That does make sense. Now, I think I don't want to fight them. Is my hero going to get killed? We'll find out. No. We'll find out. I think heroes can hide. They have to like be found first, and I don't think these guys can. Yeah, we'll find out. All right, there's nothing I can do because I've only got 1. Basically, my limiting resource at this point is humans. Now, in the destroyed city, there are some humans living there. They've got 1 point of materials, and they've got a fair amount of energy because it's a destroyed city. It's irradiated. So if I can wipe out these zombies and then build a resource collector here, that's good. That's what I want to do. That's how you play Armageddon Empires. All right, let's look at my hand. Can't draw any new cards. Let's go ahead and call. I think we might want to save up some units to come wipe out these zombies. So the Imperial Rangers, could they take out, how many zombies is it? 5? I haven't played this in forever. All right, so with these zombies, what we're going to do is get a couple of units. We're going to go in there. We're not going to take this lightly. So our goal is, this guy's expensive. I'd love to get him. Ideally, I'd like to just cruise in there with the Emperor's Own and this Vengeance mech. It's going to be super expensive. It'll take a while, but we're just going to scout in the meantime. All right, let's call out these commandos. Let's put the commandos in the 2nd McMaster's army. Right-click here. Now, here's something. The 2nd McMaster's is going to cost me an action point to activate them. They'll get 3 movement. Look at this little thing right here. This little bandit's mask. That means they can stealth. I can spend 1 point to stealth them. Stealth and observation is a huge gameplay system in Armageddon Empires, especially depending on for some units more than others, and for some builds of decks more than others. But just keep in mind, these guys can stealth. They also, one of the important things about them, they have commando, so they can run around outside supply and not have any negative benefit. They're great for scouting. They also have assassination, which would be awesome if we found an enemy hero, because we could kill it. All right, so let's go ahead and move these guys out. Now, as for what I've explored and haven't explored, there's a couple of things I can do. Oops. This filter on the mini-map shows me where I've explored, but also any hex that has its label just means I've been there. I've explored it. And this isn't like Dominions where you have to go and search for these resources. The moment you step onto a tile, you know what it's going to give you. You know what's there, with the caveat that there is a stealth observation subgame. There can be stealth units. But in terms of expanding and resources, exploration, once you've walked on it, you know what is inherent to the tile. Observed, right here, this is the points of observation I have in these hexes. And that's the observation stealth subgame. Control is just where I have units, and then terrain just shows you what you can already see. All right, let's move out the 2nd McMaster's. Let's go. Let's look at the hexes behind us in case there's any cool stuff down here to look into. So a couple of rock deserts and a scorched plain, and there's nothing in them. They're pretty much empty. I have 1 action point left. I'm just going to end my turn, which is T. I'm going to hit F now. I'm going to roll. Excuse me for coughing, sorry. All right, starting my round. I came in third. All right, let's continue exploring with the second McMasters. All right, bunch of nothing. All right, so these guys didn't get hurt because... So heroes, by the way, are not armies. That's something I should point out, is that a hero is not the same as an army. And a hero that runs into an army, and those rad zombies, I guess because they're independents, I'm not sure, but a hero that runs into an army is at risk of getting killed or captured. And capturing heroes is great. If you capture another faction's hero, it sits in your base as a prisoner and gives you a permanent boost to action points. I love capturing enemy heroes. It's a fun thing to do. Try it. All right, let's just start exploring around over this way. All right, so nothing there. Oh, and the mouse over shows me in supply. I think that check means they've moved. Yeah, and that they've moved. And then we have an empty army here. We have 4 action points. My hand is... Oh, no, I drew a card. Imperial Firebase. All right, so here's an example. The purple card, this Imperial Research Lab, that modifies a facility. This right here is an actual facility. It's an actual outpost, a building that I can build somewhere to extend my supply. And it's a barracks, that's what the text tells me, which means I can drag units onto it. So it's a good thing I drew this fire base. This will be a jumping off point for me expanding out towards the map later on. And it's going to cost me 4 material, 3 energy, and a tech. All right, I've got 1 action point left, nothing to do with it. I'm hitting T. I'm hitting F now for rolling. I go second. I get 8 action points this turn. Oh, actually, I think what I want to... if I remember, she is a master administrator and an efficiency expert. I can draw cards more cheaply if I play her, and I get a bonus to action points. I don't really need them yet. I think I'm... Oh, Artemis Fan. Oh, yeah, he's my intel guy. I guess I want to be saving up now for some units to come destroy these rad zombies. All right, but let's keep exploring around. Have the first Markidsons. Here's another destroyed town. Now, I do want to be careful. Yeah, he needs to be in supply. Remember, we've got supply radiates. If we look at this little thing right here, our supply range is 4 movement points. It's going to radiate movement points out here. So if I look at that, yeah, this town is out of supply. But let's check it out. I want to see what's in there. And then, oh, look what I found out here in the desert. Some tech way off in this corner. Now, you'll note, oh, it says, oh, they were in supply. So at the beginning of next round, when they check for supply, they will be out of supply. They'll only get to move 1 space, which is okay. Is there a next unit key? I don't know if there is. All right, so we just stumbled into, let's see, what is this? The McMasters, and this is my recon group, moved into 1 non-stealth army with 3 units. Tentacle beasts. All right, this is not good. Tentacle beasts, and again, if we look along the top, those are the combat values. It rolls 4 attack dice, 2 defense dice. It has a resistance of 5. 1 is its movement. They each have 5 hit points, and then 1 is its range. It's a melee. Neurotoxin 4 is bad. That's a special attack, and it's an attack against a unit's resistance. So this might be... Can we get out of... Yeah, I think we have to fight them. Okay, so we've walked into the bone orchards. The bone orchards are full of what are they? Tentacle beasts with neurotoxin. And we can delay and fight the combat later in the turn, or just do the attack now. With any luck, we... Unit stealth. Yeah, I don't know. We got busted. All right, so here's the combat. We're going to lose these guys. It happens. You know, they were Imperial Commandos. That's what they were for. So, can we put them in the back slot? No. You must have more than 1 cut. All right. So you have 5 front slots, 5 back slots. There's their front and back slot. We're ready for combat. This is not going to go well. Initiative. We won initiative. I can't retreat. Why can't I retreat? I want to retreat. You have to fight 1 combat round before you can retreat? Oh, well. All right, so it is my turn. The way combat works, this is you right-click a unit. Oh, right, this is who's gone. You right-click a unit, it gives you options. What is this sniper action? Sniper. Conduct a 4-die kill attempt versus an enemy hero. Oh, that would have been fun. We can't do that because there's no enemy hero. So we're going to do a combat attack. We're going to roll 3 dice. We actually do have 6 defense. We'll see how this goes. And then we have a little targeting reticle. We choose who to attack. Let's punch this tentacle beast. We're going to roll 3 attack dice. It's going to get 2 defense dice. Here's our 3 attack dice. Here's 2 defense dice. We just roll. Nothing neither way. If we exceeded with our hits, it's defenses. That's the amount of damage we do. And it's that simple. That's how Armageddon Empires works. You just roll dice, and the number of hits is the damage you do minus the defense. So now let's see it flip around. So we did no damage. That's just a little box telling us that. Now they attack us 3 times. They get 4 dice to our 6 dice defense. You know, this could go. Let's find out. All right, so they rolled. And again, the keys to remember, WSD move the map around, but as long as you can just reach over with your index finger and tap that F. Yeah, look, they did no damage to us. All right, so we've conceded. Now, that little box that said they conceded the round, there are ways you can spend with heroes. Heroes have something called fate points. And fate points let you re-roll dice. Well, we don't have any fate points. All right, let's weather that 3 more times. You know what? I got a good feeling about this. I don't want to jinx it. Sweet. Now can we retreat? Yes, let's leave. You've elected to retreat. Each unit in the army will be subject. Oh, yeah! All right. I haven't retreated a lot lately. That's okay. We'll take damage, right? And we've still got 6 defensive dice. These guys are commandos. They know what they're doing. Haha, suck it, Neurobeast. You suck at rolling. There you go. We stumbled into a bunch of tentacle beasts and then left. Where did we just retreat back into here? Yeah, we just retreated back into our base. Sweet. All right. So the bone orchards. Oh my God, look at the bone orchards. They are full of material. So the bone orchards is a tile, and I love the unique naming of these tiles. There's the theming in Armageddon Empires. You might look at this and think, oh, it's so brown. Look at all these numbers. The theming in Armageddon Empires, and all of Vic Davis's games, by the way, is so incredibly rich. So bone orchards is a unique tile that will always give you 3 materials. Now, I don't know that it always comes with tentacle beasts, but we're going to have to get rid of those. All right. Chris Markson says maybe the first Markinsons should be kept in reserve. Well, at least they're not being sent out to rough it out of supply out here in the far desert to investigate this destroyed town, destroyed city. All right, we've got 6 action points left. They've explored, right? Yeah. Let's go ahead and can we draw up to our limit? No, our limit is 8 hands, 8 cards. Let's go ahead and bring out. No, you know what? We're going to save up. We're saving up for. I guess the Emperor's Own. So we're going to need 1 more point of humans. Use more material in our tech. Yeah. Sure, these mechs sure are awesome. Look at that. It's going to take 7 materials. 4 more turns. We could get them. I wonder if we should just save up for these mechs and just stomp around and kill things. The Emperor's Own is pretty good. Yeah. All right. Do I want to bring in? No, I'm not going to bring her. She's going to take it. We're saving up. Save it. Put it on the gift certificate. Now, if I was to, for instance, bring these bring this Vengeance mech out, look at the action points it takes. 11 action points. You want to come in first because it's going to take up a bunch of your action points to summon them. And you can spend resources to roll more dice. You'll notice the AI is not spending more resources yet because, like me, it's thinking I don't mind just taking whatever I get. All right, we can now bring out the Emperor's Own, which I think we should do. And we want a hero leading, because remember the fate points I mentioned, you want heroes leading armies, because that's a lot of fun. These guys are good, though, to just run around and scout, I think. All right, so when these guys come home, they will be leading. All right, so the market's in... Now, they're not... It says in supply. Master strategist. Is it because he's a hero he's in supply? He should not be in supply. Is it because he was in supply? I don't know, I'm a little confused about this. All right, well, let's move in here. Okay, here we go. This should be something fun. Destroyed city. Well, I guess destroyed cities provide variable resources. I'm not sure I knew that. All right, there's a lot of tech there, some materials. Now, this destroy... Oh, shoot a monkey. I should have built a collector here. Well, you know what? I'll build one here. Is it because I don't have... Do I have to be in supply to build a collector? All right, we'll get to that. Is it because I don't have... Because he's already moved? That can't be the case. So if I right-click, it's supposed to let me build a collector. Well, I'll come back to that in a moment. All right, so these snipers, we haven't explored this hex. And let's come over here. Hills. All right, we have 6 action points left. Let's go ahead and draw up to our hand limit. A weapons platoon. Disrupt. A successful attack decreases the target's defense. That's good. Okay, so there's like suppressing fire. And disable. He says, oh, yeah. Okay, great. So this is like a squad assault weapon. So I'm a little unclear why I can't build a collector. Maybe because they've already gone this turn? Or is it because I don't have... You know, I think it's because I don't have the resources. Which is an interface thing. Like, shouldn't it show me? Well, we'll find out. Let's end our turn and take a look. We've got 3 action points. What I'm going to do with those is just create another army. And these will be the 4th Davises. Oh, Vic Davis is answering questions. Let's see. I can't remember. I think heroes don't need supply by themselves. Ah, okay, that makes sense. But you do have to have supply in the hex to build a collector. All right, thank you, Vic Davis. And that makes sense, right? Because you can't just... Of course that makes sense. All right, I know what to do about this. If I build this fire base, it's going to extend my supply. Where'd my fire base go? Right here. But it's going to take 4 materials. I don't have the materials for it. All right, so what I can do, because I don't have the supply over here to build collectors to get these materials and tech, and really tech isn't something I'm super hungry for. I basically need human resources and materials, I think. But if I build that fire base right over here, it's going to extend supply out to this side of the map. So we'll consider doing that later. Okay, but in the meantime, I'm going to take these 3 action points, make another army, call these the 4th Davises. And ending turn, T. You do have to, yeah, okay. All right. So if we really, like if we now finally had the resources to build this Vengeance mech, we could now, look at that, add dice. Yeah, and it does. The more resources you spend, like the more dice you add, the more expensive it gets. To ensure that we go first and get those juicy 12 action points. We don't need them right now, though. We'll just let the dice fall where they may. And I'm assuming as you see the AI spending for more dice, you might be thinking, oh, he really wants those extra action points. All right, I come in second. All right, so let's look here. Yeah, so normally any hero or any unit with the engineer stat, for instance, this, is that right? Yeah, engineers can build collectors. And this is how you're going to expand your empire. We're going to, oh, yeah, we're going to get one right. Well, I'll just show you. No, there's still rad zombies there. Dadgummit. Why can't I see the rad zombies? You'll note I have 0 observation here. So if I were to walk in there, it's one of the things I guess you need to remember is when you clear out. Also, the same with these beasts. I don't have observation points there. How do you get observation points? Well, one of the ways you do it is units that have Reese ability. Did you say Reese or Wreck? I think it's Wreck. Which it looks like oh yeah, here we go, right. These Imperial Rangers, you'll note, see that where it says, if I'm looking down all of their stats, and then I start to see their 4 special abilities, they have counterattack, which is great if they've got a high defense, medium defense. They have stealth, then they have a Reese of S6R1. You're thinking, what? What does that mean? Here is where it is super handy to have that PDF of the rules, because the rules have a great appendix in the back. You just go to the appendix, look up unit abilities, and it'll explain. That means strength 6, range 1. They extend observation points 1 hex, and they extend 6 strength. And the way that the strength of observation works versus stealth, it's the same, except this works under the hood. It's the same as combat. The number of observation, the strength of your observation is the number of dice you roll. The strength of your stealth is the number of dice you roll against that observation. So if we had Imperial Rangers standing next to each other on opposite sides, one of them would extend its recon strength of 6, 1 hex. The other one's recon, its stealth of 4, would be applied against that strength of 6. So the observing recon unit would roll 6 dice. You know, half of those dice are hits. And then the defending would roll 4 dice. As long as the defenders, if the recon strength exceeds the hits of the stealth, then it's observed. And all this is under the hood. These are not things that you do. All the combat stuff, the assassination attempts, making tactical cards, all those kind of challenges, those are the dice you roll. You do that, you see that. But because it would spoil it if you were rolling for stealthed units, all that's taken care of under the hood. And it's one of the reasons this wouldn't work as a board game. This is through and through a video game, because then there's no way to represent that on a tabletop. All of this is super elegant, super above board mechanics, but some of the stuff has to be hidden, otherwise it would spoil what's out there. All right, so let's see. What are we doing? There's our supply. We've got 8 points. We're saving up for... we brought in those guys. Do we want to save up these? Well, let's just go explore some more. Remember, there's 2 more factions out there. All right, so sometimes you get a little window like this that pops up that's basically saying, hey, there's something cool here. Do you want to claim it? If you do, your turn is over. Being in the military, you may choose to claim it, remain and observe, or continue. Well, let's claim it. We want this. And we got, after scavenging, you discover not everything's in value. All right, if we got resources, they would show here. It looks like we're going to get a cool card. Yes, we got a gun. All right, so this is a card we want. Unfortunately, our hand is full, so we're going to have to discard something. A flechette gun. +1 attack, +2 anti-personnel. We definitely want this. This will be good against zombies, and infantry can equip it. So this we're going to give to our Emperor's Own, or whatever those guys were. But we need to make room in our hand, so what do we want to discard? Nothing. I want all of these. Oh, shoot. I guess the Pioneers. I'm going to regret this, I bet. You know what, Mr. Espionage guy? Sorry. And furthermore, so this is going to cost 1 action point. Ta-dum! These guys now, this paperclip shows that they have it. Where do I see that they've got it attached? There. Oh, there we go. I can see what it is. So +1 anti-personnel of +2. If I were, here we go. Right. Damage bonus of 2 applied to infantry types. So we're going to give these zombies the what for? Armor targets receive a -1 damage modifier. That's okay. And +1 attack, which I think is reflected. Were they 5 dice before? I think they were. And now they're 6. Yeah. All right, so we have the Emperor's Own. They're fanatic, they're valorous, and they're carrying FG2 flechette guns that I found in the Ash Plains. All right, so that movement is there. Let's check out here. Oh, what did we... All right, so this is another faction. These are the mutants. This is their scout. It's a dragon. It has 2 hit points, not much of a dragon. Terrible attack, decent defense. So it's its recon unit. Don't be afraid. So Outriders, nothing. Oh, and it's out of supply, which I think is why these numbers suck. Yeah, normally its defense is -1, or its defense is -2. Range, yeah. So these numbers here are reduced because it's running around outside of supply. And can we kill it? No, we can't because we're a hero. We don't fight that way. You'll note the heroes. It's instead of attack, defense, resistance, it has a resistance, but instead it has a command rate and a fate number. The fate is the number it can use to reroll dice in combat. And the command rate, I think, is basically how many units, how many armies it can command. Okay, we can't get out of there. I think it might try. It might be able to try to attack us. We'll find out. We are saving up human points. We want. Oh no! What we're gonna do is bring Eric Mai back to it to lead these Valor's Own groups, and then presumably by then we can get maybe the weapons platoon in. All right, action points. Let's go ahead and draw. Hannibal Zarkov, a technologist and a geneticist. Not our second one. No. These heroes are unique, by the way. All right, ending my turn. Left Empty says this game has never left his hard drive for 10 years. I'm assuming you mean this one, Left Empty. Remember WASDFF. WASDF, yeah. All right, we go third. We only get 6 action points. Big whoop. All right. It shows you enemy movement. And this is how it shows it to you. It's basically saying, can I, yeah, okay, I do like this. So I can click, and I can still use WSD to move around. I can click, it's hex 10 by 9. There you go, right there. It's saying, in the sand dunes even, they're moving. What if I hit inspect? It just shows me the map. Now, one thing to be careful, if I now inspect this, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to take my turn. Wait, why can't I move anything? It's not showing me anything. Up here, keep an eye on this. The inspect just meant I wanted to look at the map. I want to click on that to resume the AI. Shoot, they are hunting my heroes. All right, so their little outrider is hunting my hero. And here's the danger of having a lone hero. He now, I don't think, is going to attempt to capture or kill my hero. Wait, what? This is unacceptable. How is he getting to do this? This right here seems to tell me there's another unit in there. Like there's 2 units. Well, I don't... Alright, he got 5 hits. I get 5 dice. Why did... No! Uncool! Totally uncool. I needed that hero. Terminated. How did he get so many dice? What was that? I do not like that. I think it was something that I didn't detect. I wonder if he had a hero leading that outrider. Shoot a monkey. That is uncool. I don't like those guys. Well, dagnabbit. I wanted him to lead my armies. Alright, I'm doing that. Is there any way to look more at some information about what just happened? How did he get 10 dice to hunt my hero? That is really uncool. He must have had something stealthed. Oh, I'm so angry. Eaten by a mutant lizard, Hazy Silhouette says. I mean, I guess, is that just really the danger for having heroes alone with armies? I guess it is. What I meant to say is that was an expendable hero I was just running around to scout with. Okay, let's finish some scouting out here. Okay, so we've got a respectable couple of things here. Without a hero commanding, we can still have 3 units there. So let's put these in the 4th Davises. All right, there's 2 units. I would like to get them a leader. She's an administrator. This guy's a scientist. Let's draw another card. You don't have enough action points. Oh, right, I'm down to 2 action points. Hannibal Zarkov, could you... No, you suck at leading. Yeah, look at these command rates. Eric Mai really was my combat leader, and I lost him. I'm really sad about that. Shoot a monkey. I think I'm ready, though, with these guys, the 4th Davis. I think I'm ready to go out and kill some zombies. 6 attacks. So these guys could be in the back row. If the Emperor's Own hold out... Shoot. Well, there's nothing we can do this turn. Well, we could start moving out. Let's try it, right? And I can't see the zombies because I don't have any eyes on over there. Well, we're ending this turn. I'm so sad about Eric Mai. That's a real bummer. Haha, I get to go first and get all the action points. Suck at other factions. I mean, I really want to start harvesting these resources. I'm not ready to fight these tentacle beasts yet. Oh, then we get more humans next turn. We don't have anywhere near enough materials. What about these pioneers? No. Let's draw one more card. Here we go. Yes, welcome Honor Harris. Trickster can retreat his army on the first round of combat. Okay. Tactical cards don't cost APs. Well, we don't have any tactical cards. But this will give us fate points. So, all right, everything's looking up now. Let's end the turn. Wasted all those action points I could have used for armies. Okay. I'll be going last. All right, Honor Harris. Get in there. Let's now move you to the 4th Davises. You are now commanding the 4th Davises. Let's go take out some rad zombies and then claim this city. Can't get there this turn because remember it's rough terrain. It's going to take 3 movement points to enter. So we'll just come up this way. And then hang fire. 2 action points. It takes 3 to draw a card. We can't make a new army. Vic Davis says I have a bad feeling about this. Vic Davis, don't say that. Look, Honor Harris, who's a tactical genius. Well, doesn't help. We don't have any tactics cards. Come on, we're gonna do fine, right? Now I'm a little scared. When the developer of the game says he's got a bad feeling about this. Left Empty says you need scouts to recon. I had scout. That's what the McMasters are doing over here. All right, roll dice. I don't care if I go first. All right, I'm going last again. I just want this destroyed city with all of its resources. Is that too much to ask? Here we go. All right, we've got 6 fate points. Terrain Daima. Oh, right, it's rough terrain. Defense modifiers too. I don't like that. I don't like zombies getting a defense modifier. Zombies don't know how to use defenses. All right, here we go. Let's see, would it be too early to rage quit if I get everyone killed? Excuse me. Oh, this... You must have one more card in the front line. Alright, did I need them in the back? Well, I would have been more comfortable with them back there with some meat shields, but because their defense is low. Shoot. And I don't think he's a hero. He's stuck in the hero slot, so... well, alright, we don't have any options here. Here we go. So we win initiative against dumb zombies. Initiative basically has to do with your command rating, attacker bonus. Okay, we win for that. Yeah. So at any rate, we're going to get to go first pretty much all the time. Here we go. So what will this do? A successful attack decreases the target's defense by 2. Successful attack decreases the target's attack by 2. Why do they have 7 attack dice? I was not, Oh, their stupid wave bonus. Dagnabbit. That's the thing about zombies, right? Oh, man. This is gonna be a slaughter. Well, let's thin them out as best as we can. 4 hit points. They're 3. Oh, this is terrible. And are they getting extra defense dice? Yeah, their defense is 1, but they get 2 extra defense dice because they're in a city. Remember that retreat on the first round? How can we do that? I want to retreat. I think I missed my opportunity for that. Dagnabbit. Oh, once again, math. All right, what is Fanatic going to do? Unit can spend hit points to gain +4 attack for 1 round. I'm not spending any of my hit points. Shoot a monkey. Oh, this is going to be terrible. Well, we did 2 points of damage. Now they're attacking us. With our 2... Oh, this is terrible. They're going to... Oh, this is the worst thing ever. Oh, haha. 0 damage. Suck it, zombies. Okay, now I get to attack again, right? Gosh, this is terrible. Can I retreat? Right-click, retreat. Oh, shoot a monkey. Ugh. I like that attack. 3 points of damage. Oh, look how horrible this is going to be. We're going to get killed. All right, so we have 6 fate points to spend. Let's re-roll the die. Only took 1 damage. Might as well re-roll the die. There we go. And this is their last attack. Yes! Alright. I think I can leave now. Retreat, right? Yeah. A 2-die retreat attack. I can handle that. Man, that was just... Who is in charge of that? Who is leading a... Oh, shoot. Okay, we're fine. I had 3 fate points left over. Whose idea was it to walk into a destroyed city against swarms of rad zombies? Huh? Someone should be demoted. Whew. All right, that was close. And by close, I mean a bad idea. All right. Well, now we know. We definitely want to get this mech here. Before we go back in, let's save up for the Vengeance mech there. And it will be appropriately titled. Also, not going to fight tentacle beasts yet. Swishtail asks, was Occult Chronicles any good? Occult Chronicles was way before its time. But yes, there's a lot to recommend that game. Oh, that was the worst ever, wasn't it? All right, and 2 action points left. So we basically need 7 materials. What is that mecha going to cost us? 7 materials. So in 3 turns, it'd be nice to get this bone orchard. How many human? Oh, yeah. All right. Vic Davis suggests nuking it from orbit. By the way, there are nukes in this game. Of course there are. And there are also these aircraft cards that I mentioned before, like helicopter attacks, missiles, and airstrikes. They're cards that sit in your hand, and you spend resources to basically launch them and take them back. And you can use them over and over unless you use them against a place with strong air defenses that shoots them down. I love the way this game models airstrikes. All right, we're saving up. Should we go ahead and bring our administrator in? Yes, we want to. Let's do this. Because we don't need to save up human resources for the mech, because the mech only takes 1 human resource. Man, once I build that mech, oh, I'm going to give these zombies the what for. Okay, do we want to also... No, we don't want to build this base yet, because we're saving up our resources. What is the research lab going to do for us? Collects 1 tech. So we could build a research lab out here. Okay, so that'll be later. And let's draw some cards because our hand is down to 6. Oh, look at that. Look at the artillery. This would be a lot of fun against zombies. And it looks relatively affordable. Yeah, look at that. Now it's pinpoint artillery, right? It's not splash artillery. But still, it's nice to have. So remember I said the range, which is the bottom right number on the card. So the top numbers are combat values. It attacks with 8 dice, defends with 2 dice. Its resistance against special attacks, like the Tentacle Beast Neurotoxin, is 2. The bottom numbers are its movement, its hit points, and its range. It moves 2 hexes. It's slow. It's only got 2 hit points. And then its range, 3. Range of 1 is melee. A range of 2 is just a normal ranged unit, like rifles or whatever. And a range of 3 is artillery. So Reaper Artillery is nice. Let's draw 1 more card. Imperial Rangers, there we go. That's going to take a lot of human resources. But, okay, so we're saving up now for... let's keep exploring. Let's explore out to this side of the map here. Look at this town. I want to check that out. All right, 2 action points and turn. All right, we're 1 turn away from bringing those mechs in, and then going and giving those zombies the what for. The appropriately named Vengeance Mech. I think the Vic Davis game you want to try after this is, and I always forget the name of it, 6 handguns, 6 gun straight, handgun poker, 6 hand flush. What? Someone tell me the name of this Western card game. I'm so crappy at this. 6 gun flush. I'm guessing 6 gun saga. Is that right, Richard Fogey? First this, then 6 gun saga. Solium Infernum is 6 gun saga. Thank you, Vic Davis. Solium Infernum has a lot to recommend it, but I think Solium Infernum is basically a multiplayer-oriented game. Like Solium Infernum is the kind of game where if you can get 3 of your friends to play a play-by-email game with you, that's where the real value of that comes out. 6 Gun Saga and Armageddon Empires, fantastic solitaire games. Occult Empires, not Occult Empires, Occult Chronicles. There's a lot of cool stuff in that. I think it's before its time. It's kind of like it's a roguelike occult exploration game. There's a lot cool to recommend there. But this is the game first to check out, then 6 Gun Saga, then talk 3 of your friends into getting Solium Infernum and play multiplayer Solium Infernum with them. It's a great digital board game kind of thing, rich with diplomacy and backstabbing and tactical maneuvering and board control. All right, here we go. We're one turn away from getting a mech. And then giving those zombies the what for with the 4th Davis, the disgraced 4th Davis, led by Honor Harris. So we actually might as well go ahead and come on back into base. All right. I guess with the can't draw any more cards. We're at our hand limit, so let's just go ahead and spend the points on armies. I doubt we'll need this many armies. We'll call these the 5th Holtz. Here we go. What is going on here? So the 2nd McMaster's, our recon unit, is getting ganked by Maledictus. Oh, or vice versa, because he's a hero. Okay, he's moving. What is this? 3 action points for a 2-die attempt. Oh, we're going to give him a little bit of what we got before. What do we? Why can't I get information about it? Okay, I guess I don't need it. So he's a leader. This is his command value. There's his fate points. Here's his resistance. Here's his movement and his hit points. I don't think why can't I see what? All right, well. And my command is, oh, we can assassinate him. Is this what happened to me? Let's stealth assassinate him. Right? Oh, capture or pat. Well, I'd rather capture him, and then we get to sit on him and get free. The Machine Empire in hex 1-6. Right here. So he has a hero running around alone. All right, let's see. I don't want to pass. I want to take advantage of this. Why is it a 2-die attempt? I'm not real clear on this. There's a section in the PDF. I know exactly where to look it up, but rather than read you guys from the PDF, let's just attempt to capture him. I don't like that he gets 4 dice. I think that might have to do with his resistance. All right, we could get lucky. We didn't. We got the opposite of lucky. Our hunt failed. He escaped. Think of how bummed the AI would have been. So this is the Skynet. Those are the Terminator factions. Now, because this is a recon team, we've got observation points. I think we can dog this guy's footsteps. Let's find out. So first of all, can I try again? Hunt enemy hero for 3. Yeah, let's do it. Of course. Although I don't like these odds. Sweet! Oh, come on! Stupid cheating die rolls. Can I do it over and over again? That's probably it. I could. Should I try it? We need our action points to summon this. All right, fine. You got lucky, Maledictus. There we go. Leader 2. This hero increases his army's movement rate by 2 points. That's awesome. See, he's a Terminator. He's Skynet. Aggressive. This hero gets +3 to initiative determination. All right. I still want to know how that stupid dinosaur got 10 dice against against Eric Mai. That was so unfair. Speaking of unfair, oh yeah, we are now going to walk a mech. Let's see. I feel like we should get artillery too. How long would it take to wait for artillery? So we're going to need 2 materials. So in 2 turns, we could add artillery. I kind of want to do that. But we don't have room in the back row, actually. I think let's stomp in there now. Actually, do remember, they've got that huge swarm bonus, and they have the defense bonus for being in towns. I wonder if we should go pick on these tentacle beasts first. I really need to be reconning, and I've got no more action points. So there's nothing else I can do this turn anyway. Oh, come on! An air attack? Jerks. So over here, they're launching an air attack at my my recon team. How are they getting to do that? Well, let's find out what kind of air attack it is. Apparition, air-to-air suborbital. What? Really? They're launching this suborbital airstrike against my commandos. Seems a little overkill, but okay. So they're going to get 5 attack dice. If I had air defenses, they would get 4 dice. This is their resistance. Alright, so I think it's a missile. Can't click on it. Well, let's find out. Here's my defense. Haha. Oh, no, here's my defense. That was their attack. Yeah. Miss. Oh, they're using fate points. What? Oh, because the Maledictus was there. Oh, really? They're going to do it over again. All right. Remember, you use the card, and it expends resources, and the card comes back into your hand. So unless I've got some anti-air something to shoot down, I wonder if I'm close to their base. Oh, actually, that's not implausible. All right, this could be something they're launching from their base. Why am I starting a battle? I don't want to fight a battle. What am I fighting? Okay, well, let's find out. That's my only option. Excuse me. What? All right, something called a Cyclops is attacking me. We've got the same number of dice. He's got all these fate points he can spend, though. Haha, you suck, Cyclops. Ooh, yeah. All right, well, I'll take that. Double attack. Whatever Cyclops is, it's getting a double attack, and I don't approve. Ah! I don't like that. Took 2 points of damage. 3 points of damage. All right, well, I got killed by something. Can I please look at what killed me? No, go. Well, I can click here. No, I can't click there because I don't have eyes on it anymore. Dadgummit, fine. Well, I'm assuming that means I was close to their base. All right. Here, oh, look at all the points the Machine Empire's wanting to spend to go first and have 12 action points. All the resources they spent. All right. Yeah, so that was characterized as kicking the beehive. So somewhere over here we can assume that's the Terminator Skynet base, which would mean the mutants are probably, they'd be top center? I'm not sure how it distributes 3 players. All right, we've got this awesome army here. So let's see, in the front would be this. I would like, okay, the Emperor Zone, and these guys will be in the front, the weapons platoon in the back. Oh, they are wounded. How can we heal them up? Repair, 3 action points. Yes, we definitely want to do that. And if we wait one more turn, we could get these, but then they would be in the front row. Let's go kick some tentacle beasts. Oh, but they have neurotoxin. And neurotoxin goes against resistance. What kind of resistances do we have here? A 1, a 2, a 1, a 4. I think neurotoxins would be a really bad news. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna. Let's draw one more card, get to our hand limit. A weapons platoon, right? We're gonna add some Imperial Rangers. Would they be good frontline? I mean, they're fine. All right. Tired of getting beat up in this game. I want to go beat something up, and I'm gonna be patient enough to do it right. 3 humans. Let's get some Imperial Rangers. We need 1 more material unit in there. Action points to draw. Okay, I'm just going to end turn. Okay, we are adding the Imperial Rangers here. Oh, there we go. Now we can see the tentacle beasts. So 4, 2. It's this neurotoxin that really freaks me out. Bonus of 4 minus a random roll of the defender's resistance to apply damage inflicted in a successful combat challenge roll against a bot. So it's a special attack they get each round to basically do up to 4 damage minus my resistance. Now, yeah, I'm not going in there against those guys yet. We're going to fight zombies, and we're going to do it now with artillery. So I'm ending my turn. And we just need one more turn, and then artillery, and here we go. 14 action points, that's so sad. We might as well, no. Yes, we can go ahead and bring in this guy. There's no reason not to. What does he do for us? The hero can salvage and create technology, can research and create biological mutagens and equipment. All right, I'd like to do that. How do I do that? First, let's put these rangers in here. Look at this sweet army. Oh, it's so cool. Can I rearrange these? I can. That's helpful. I want to create biological mutagens and equipment. Does he have to be in a lab for that? This is where I should have to. This is where I'd look something up in the manual. His silhouette says 20 turns before you have a successful combat encounter. Is this normal? His silhouette, you count your chickens before they're hatched. Lord Kosk says, I don't see this on Steam. Is it a good old games release? Oh, you need to attach a research lab to the stronghold. That makes sense. And I actually happen to have one of those. But it would use all my materials and whatnot, so I'm not going to do that. Oh, but then we could make fun toys. All right. So yeah, these are not on Steam or Good Old Games. They are at crypticcomet.com. I think a lot of people are astonished that this game is not on Steam. I mean, Steam is great, but there's a fundamental flaw going on. There's something wrong with Steam when this game is not on it, and I don't blame the game. I think that's up to Steam. Look at this, Vladimir Kost, leader 2, aggressive 5. That leader 2 giving us extra movement. I like it a lot. He should be in the field. Winston Liu. Here's a guy we want running around with some rangers for scouting. Excuse me. Oh, and he can develop tactics. I like that too. So you put him in the base, and then you right-click on him, and it gives you a whole option to build a hand of tactics cards. And you can play tactics cards in battle. It's a whole other gameplay system. All right, so one more turn. We got artillery. We're going to go take this destroyed city, build a collector, and then my work here will be done. And I will have taught you the basics in only, 2 hours or so of Armageddon Empires. It actually does not take that long to learn this game. It takes that long to watch me play it. The free mutants obviously have something big to do this turn. Vic Davis said, Good Old Games claims that Armageddon Empires wasn't a good fit, quote. And he says he's sort of embarrassed to put it on Steam. Vic Davis, it's on you then? What do you mean you're embarrassed to put it on Steam? I have no comment for that. What do you mean embarrassed? All right, watch this. The fourth Davises, Look at this formidable army. It's got a front line, it's got a rear line, it's got artillery, it's got observation, it's got a tactical genius. Oh man, it'd be nice if we had tactical cards, but we don't need them. Honor Harris. Here we go. And it's going to take a turn because this is rough terrain. I bet we could even take on some tentacle beasts if we wanted to. And Vic Davis says it would get savaged on Steam. What do you mean savaged? It's too old, made in clunky director program. Is that true? I mean, really? I mean, I know that it's old and it's made in a clunky program, but just WASDF. I mean, maybe the point about it being old, I mean, it's 10 years old, but all right. Left Deputy says, I understand that. I'd never want to be subject to anything, I'd never want to subject anything to a Steam audience. Mig UK says, have you seen the crap that makes up 99% of Steam games? I just wonder, like, would there be a new audience? Would this find a new audience on Steam? Are there still people who are like, I would play this if it was on Steam? Like, are there people who would be linked to this through other similar games who would say, hey, what's this Armageddon Empires thing? And they would pick it up and try it. I can't help but think yes, but I don't know how games work. It's a big mystery to me. And I know Vic Davis is not, like, I was going to say not a professional game developer, and that sounds like I'm denigrating him, but I'm not. I just know that's not what he does for a living. All right, here we go. We're taking the Honor Davis's badass troops. Let's go give these zombies the what for. We've got a mech, we've got artillery, we've got suppressing weapons, we've got fanatical Imperial troops. What could go wrong? I have a really good feeling about this battle. All right, putting these guys in the back and these guys in the back. Wait. Their range is 1? Oh, man. So their range of 1, oh, these guys could even be in the back. So range of 1 means you can skip across one. You could attack into an adjacent row. Range of 2 means you can jump rows. So okay, I guess we're going to put these guys in the front row. They have just so many hit points and so much great defense. But with their range of 2, mean they could attack here. Their range of 3 means they can attack here. I'm a little worried for my weapons platoon. I don't want them to die. No, we don't have an option, because if we put them back here, they can't hit anything. Attack decreases. All right, zombies don't attack these weapons platoons. All right, we've got the Emperor's Own with their flechette guns, which are perfect against zombies. Here we go. I still have a good feeling about this. And we could retreat on the first round if we wanted to. My last chance. Nope. Weren't there 5 of them before? Haha, persistent damage. Suck it. Has someone else been here attacking my zombies? All right, so it's my turn. Let's start by hitting with the big guns. Multi-targeting. Oh, shoot. What does that mean? Multi-target. Allows unit to attack multiple. Okay, well, I guess. Oh, right. Defense 3. All right, well, let's. Do we want to do 2 5-die attacks? Or do we want to just. No, let's just slam it super hard. Make sure it dies. Defense 3. It's a bit of an overkill, though, right? How many hit points do zombies have? Ah, shoot. I can't check. Oh, you know what? They're defended. So since they are dug in pretty well. We're going to. Oh, we can't spend all of our dice. You know, we'll spend 9 of them. I just want to make sure to kill 1 unit of zombies first. Oh, did I use? Oops, I think I went the wrong direction. All right, well, our other attack will be super effective. Excuse me. Okay, now here comes our. That was terrible. All right, that was just a warning shot off of their bow. Attack assigned, right? All right. I'm hitting attack. Well, attack total. This makes me think. That's what I wanted to attack. No. I'm a little confused by this box. I'm just going to hit attack. That's what I like. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, take that, zombies. All right, damage. Targets destroyed damage times 2. Combined. I don't know what those are. Let's see. So I know I got 8 hits. Damage times 2, 6. I don't know what this is. I'm happy about it, though. And a combined arms bonus. Well, whatever. We destroyed the heck out of some zombies. I'll take it. Now they're attacking our weapons platoon. Don't attack the weapons platoon, jerks. All right, we took 1 point of damage. That's okay. What will this do? A successful attack decreases the target's defense by 2 for the rest of the round, and decreases the target's attack by 2. So naturally, they're going to be wailing on these guys. So before the guys can get killed, let's go ahead and reduce somebody's attack. And we did 2 points of damage. Yeah, no bonuses. And now they're attacking our weapons platoon. Again, they love this weapons platoon. All right, this is where we're going to use some fate if we need to. All right, let's roll till we get a hit. Come on. There we go. Took no damage. Now the Emperor, I wonder. Yeah, 8 dice. Here we go. Let's shell these zombies here before they get a chance to attack. Haha. Why was this so hard before? Zombies are easy. Yes. Why not? You get your fate back after battles, right? Yeah, of course you do. That would make no sense. All right, and the Emperor's Own. What can he do in battle? Nothing. Lead. Fanatic is, what is Fanatic? Spend hit points to gain +4 attack. We don't need that. I'm happy with 6 dice. We only need 1 hit to kill this guy. And that's it. All right, for our next round, here we go. We have the initiative again. Who wants the honors? What's this thing doing? So critical damage. Successful attack does double damage. Oh, that's what that was. That's awesome. Emperor's Own, you guys go. Oh, actually, let's just make sure and finish him off. We don't want to gamble with this. How's that for overkill? All right, so we now have this destroyed city. It has stuff in it that we want. How do we gather it? Well, we build, it takes structures. So the tile produces resources. It takes a facility to collect the resources. So for instance, this thing right here, which extends my supply radius and lets me play cards, this doesn't collect any resource. This, however, does. This will collect 1 tech. There's no tech here, so it's a terrible place to build it. So what if I want to collect this stuff, which I do? Because look, my income sucks. Well, here is one of the things that is not super apparent, and you should read the manual to find out. If I right-click here, these are things I can build to collect the resources that the tile generates. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this recruiting post. I can't right now because I need 1 more material, which I'll get next turn. I could build an energy team. You'll note energy is the last thing I need. So we're going to build a recruiting post and a materials team in here. These are called collectors, and they're just frail little buildings that heroes or units with engineering can build. We still have 4 action points. We can draw our hand up to our hand. Ooh, an Imperial War College. Collects 1 human resource per turn. This, I don't think you build this here. Yeah, this gets put inside of another facility. So for instance, this can have 2 little add-ons built. All right, so let's end our turn. We've got an awesome army. It can now, I think, take on some tentacle beasts. All right, add a recruiting post. Actually, do we want a materials team first? Yes. So look at this little stubby thing. What is that? Well, you can see it's a materials team. It's super vulnerable. It basically has no defenses. These taller stacks are things with defenses. Can we add this there? No, it looks like we can't. That is why you might want to, you'll note this Imperial base has a defense value. I might want to put that there to defend it. Actually, I think I might. And we want a garrison there, but we can't afford anything this turn. Our hand is full. We've got these action points. Why not? We'll make the 6th fogies and end our turn. All right, so this is 1 unit. So it looks like it is a Machine Empire Scout. Spider bots. So spider bots are, you can see they're little spider bots, and they have scanner things on them. This is from the Terminator faction. Their strength for recon is 8. So they see stealth better than my recon teams, which have a strength of 6. All right, come at me, bros. Seriously? I had no one in my base. Spider bots walked into my base and killed it because I didn't have a garrison there. That's embarrassing. Although I will say, look at that score. Yeah. How about that? I have no idea. I cannot believe that. Oh my god. Is there an autosave in this game? That's uncool. Uncool, game. Totally uncool. Come on. Oh my god. Well, that's what I get for leaving my base undefended. Well, we got through a full game, and I got 139 points out of it. And look at this map. I do like now we have full view of the map. We can see what the map was. So here are the mutants over here. What did they have? It looks like the AI does the same thing by making empty armies. What did they have running around out here? Morphos and Black Hand. Look at those jerks. What did they have up here? Yeah, look at the empty armies. The AI does the same thing. There's Maledictus. He was running around with, or was he? Unit Auto. Look at that. That's that cannon from Star Wars Last Jedi. Crashed factory pod. Look at that. Look what all was in the crashed factory pod. Oh my god, I want to harvest those. Oh, Howlers is just dumb dogs. They're no big deal. What? An alien junkyard? How did I miss that? The Jenga tower. Man, I want that. And what was down here? Yeah, we explored that. Toxic bogs. Stupid thing. Yeah, this must be... Okay. So I bet this was what somehow got some assassination roll against my hero before. What was his name? Eric Lai, I guess. What is this they built here? Hidden Gourd. Yeah, so that's just a base. I assume that's something that they built. Man. That's really embarrassing, though, to just have spider bots walk into your base. Game over. Because, come on, look at this army. Seriously, look at this. Look at it. Look how amazing. Currently out of supply. I had a stack of doom. What else did he have running around here? Spider bots. Oh, because that's now his base. Okay, what are the neutral things? Because we didn't have the Cult of the Machines add-on. So there's a destroyed city up here with wolves in it. That was it. An abandoned town, wasteland tile. Well, there you go. Let that be a lesson to you. Always have a garrison. ABG, always be garrisoning. Richard Fogey says it's comparable to Death by Deer in Conquest of Elysium. His Silhouette says it needs an in-game graph or other score details. Well, you saw that I got 139 points. We can now go to Hall of Fame. Here you go. The Imperial Starter Deck made 139 points. Ended in defeat. What does this type mean, I wonder? So that's been Armageddon Empires, winner of Request Wednesday. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that was a little bit helpful for you. I feel like I want to restart now and not lose. Alternatively, I mean, there was nothing in my deck that I was like, yeah, that was terrible. I want to get that out. But there are all these other things that we could have had. Oh, look at these Su-57 Terminators. They're going to respond to anti-air tanks. Yeah, those are our jets. Where do we have our heroes? Okay, so here we go. Generals. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 5 generals. Only 1 scout in this deck. Agents. We have 2 agents. Intellects. A whole bunch of them. Here's some facilities, right? Forward air controllers. They provide attack dice for air-to-ground attacks made by friendly forces. So you'd pair these with these, right? Battle support. What were these? I didn't get any of these, did I? Oh yeah, like artillery. Oh yeah, the Reapers, right? There's the Reaper artillery that I had. Look at that Sandcrawler, the Ozymandias. Hit points 4. Attack, nothing. What does this do? It's in the back rank. Attacks are made. All right, this unit what? This unit collects material. Oh, so it's a big old mobile factory. Okay, so it's a mobile factory, and you would park it somewhere badass. Units in back ranks attack and then defend it. All right. What is the Artemis? Mobile launcher. This unit can act as a missile launch facility for purpose of determining range to targets. So where are our missiles? For our air power, these are all aircraft. I guess missiles are cards that you can create, right? Mobile field post provides a repair location, provides supply. Okay, oh yeah, look. It's got big old cargo containers all over it. What's the Puma? Anti-air unit, right? Minotaur. Okay, just a little artillery thing. A recon. Oh, so that's like a mobile recon vehicle versus, I think we had, where were our, these right here were what we were using for recon. Armor. Oh yeah, we didn't even get any tanks in our hand. Yeah, look at all these awesome tanks. We did get this guy. So we had the Vengeance. What's the Vindicator? Shock attack and anti-air. So it's a mech. Looks not quite as badass, but it has anti-air ability. Vic Davis is saying yes, you have to make missiles, right? Powered battle armor. We had these Rangers, right? Oh yeah, okay, those were our. What is the Imperial Guard? Attack 6, defense 7. Look at those defense dice. Unit can add defense rating as damage in a successful attack, but it's then destroyed. All right, so they can suicide attack. Vengeance. Unit gets one last attack when destroyed in battle. It's awfully expensive. I'm not sure I'd want to spend those guys blowing them up, but I guess if it came down to it. And then Imperial Marines. Why don't we have any basic Imperial Marines in this deck? Battle armor. Hit points. Attack 7. Defense 5. Allows a unit to conduct an air assault. How would that work? Allows the unit to make 2 attacks against the same target. Right. I think we fought a Cyclops thing that was able to do that to us. Not sure what is this allows that. I'm sure this would be in the manual. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's check this out. So unit, if we go to the back of the PDF, I think I've got it open in iBooks here. Find out how these guys work. Nope, I have the rules open for a board game. Let's go. Library. Armageddon Empires Manual. Alright, and then we jump to the index in the back. So unit special abilities. Left Empty says this game needs an art book. I know, right? Unit special abilities. Air Assault. Air Assault. The unit can participate in air assault attacks up to a range of X hexes. Alright, well, what's an air assault attack? Does that mean if I were to like use these guys 4 hexes away, then these guys could jump in? I'm a little unclear on that. I have to read up on air assaults. Vic Davis says basically you jump to that hex within range. So you do an air assault and it basically lets these guys like jump back in. Oh, look. Is this the idea in the background is that they're landing? They have jet landings. So they're kind of like jump troops, right? I do like that. Ignoring terrain, you would basically jump over 4 hexes to do a jump attack. That makes sense, sure. If I had power armor, that's what I'd have it do. In this deck overall, 32 units, 13 heroes, 9 facilities, and it does have 3 air attack. How many air powers that we get? Oh yeah, so yeah, this is a helicopter, right? So I think the aircraft, and this is in the PDF. I mean, this clearly spelled out in the rules. They're limited to an attack range from a facility, whereas helicopters I don't think have that limitation. And that's why this attack aircraft, that's why, attack aircraft versus attack helicopter. Yeah, so every time I use this, it's only 1 energy, and I can just use it over and over again. So imagine how awesome this would be when something doesn't have air defenses. How much do these cost? 2 energy and 2 energy. That would be 3 energy. And the action points, of course. So you could see looking in here, you need at least 40 cards. I think you can't have more than 100. According to the principles of good deck building, you want to get closer to 40. I wonder if I should like go through, well, no, I guess if you're fishing for specific cards. So there you guys go. Thank you so much for watching the live stream for Armageddon Empires. Come on back on Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific. I think I might be pushing a little further ahead into my Nantucket game now that we have a big ass whaling ship and we can hunt blue whales with impunity. We can fight more native war canoes. Maybe take on some pirates and see what happens. Level up my captain. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific. I've got a Patreon campaign at patreon.com/TomChick. If you support me for $10 or more, once a month, you can submit a request for something for me to review. And you've still got a few days to send those requests in if you're a $10 or more supporter. You can find me on Twitter at QT3, and you can find stuff I write at quarterto3.com. I'm here every other weekday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific, so come on back and I'll see you guys then. Cheers.